Welcome to another Heavy Gear Guy battle report. I'm Craig. That's Josh.
Or Kaiser.
Kaiser on the boards. And today we're going to do a little, just a straight up brawl. We don't have much time and we want to just get in a nice little fight. So we brought 750 points of weirdness with us. I have brought 750 points of Southern Army Humanist Alliance with 3 Striders, a fire support squad, including a King Cobra, and 2 Jaegers. Well, here's what actually everything is. I have a fire support squad, command Jaeger, regular Jaeger, 2 spitting Cobras, and despite their armaments, those are just standard spitting Cobras, not very WYSIWYG today, and the King Cobra. Backed up by my Army Command Squad, which is a Command Naga, a Sagittarius, and a Fire Dragon. And let's go see what Josh has. Okay, then over here on Josh's side, I'm going to introduce Josh's army since I built it, because neither one of us is really prepared, but it happens. We have a general purpose squad full of hunters, except for a stripped down hunter. Then we have his army commanding Thunderhammer Strider, the big Strider for the north. And then we have a fire support squad with 3 hunters, a standard grizzly, and a grizzly. It's a crossbow grizzly, which actually has anti-tank missiles on it. And so that's both of our 750 point forces. We're gonna pull back here and take a look at the battlefield. Kind of a small town refinery, water or natural gas, oil, whatever you want to do. It just looks really good. And then some hills over here. And we're going to get this set up and get going. Okay, so here's our setup. The south has spread out in the refinery zone of the settlement, while north has pushed across a broad line there at the edge of the hills. The south has 1 initiative. We're kind of in some prepared positions, so we're going to have the north go first. Up to you.
Tasty.
Okay, the Thunderhammer has made good use of a large hill and its light field gun and a spotting hunter to drop its round on top of the Sagittarius, who had just weathered an anti-tank missile from a grizzly. With the unable to detect the Thunderhammer across the big hill there, and it coming from above, yeah, the Sagittarius ended up with a 0 versus a 6 from the light field gun. That's well over its overkill value, and it is obliterated. Alrighty. Okay, so here we go at the end of turn 1. North is making a kind of a bulge push into the town, being met by the south. Over here we saw the Sagittarius being overkilled by the light field gun of the Thunderhammer. Then the Grizzly, regular Grizzly, fired some twin-linked medium rocket pods over towards this group. He sprayed them. The King Cobra was able to defend, and the Jaeger was protected by the Stonehead. The Fire Dragon fired a ripple of heavy rockets that was overkilled a stripped-down hunter of that group over there. Everybody else came through unscathed. And a well-placed anti-gear missile was launched at the fire support squad's headhunter, but he had a very good defense roll and made it out with just a sturdy box. So, we've traded a Sagittarius for a stripped-down hunter, which, in my view, isn't that fair. Other people say they do about the same thing. So, and we're on to turn 2. Okay, well, over here, the Fire Dragon has just response fired to a forward observation with its chin-mounted light particle accelerator. It has targeted its spotter, that forward hunter right there, and kind of a, well, two ends of the spectrum here. The Fire Dragon ended up with an 8, while the hunter ended up with snake eyes for critical failure. The hunter just took 80 points of damage, and a particle hole was blasted clear through the cockpit, overkilling it. That was unexpected. Okay, so here we are at the wrap-up of turn number 2. A little bit of adjustment there, sorry. We had a modicum of fire going down. Hunter got lightly damaged by an anti-gear missile. That hunter over there got overkilled by light particle accelerator. Very little movement in most of our big stuff. Some of our general purpose guys are moving around. Over there, we had a hunter and a Jaeger face off. The Jaeger came out on the heavily damaged side of that. The hunter coming out okay. Big news over here is that the Fire Dragon took some incoming rounds from the Thunderhammer and the Crossbow Grizzly. The Crossbow Grizzly was able to put a couple anti-tank missiles at it and is now sending it critical damage, saved only by its hull down. So it probably is not going to last very much longer, and we're going to move on to turn 3. Okay, this is the end of turn 3. I got my camera cord figured out, so it's not going to be funky. Last turn I had it caught on the table leg. But anyway, lot more action this turn. A bit more movement over in the city. Surprisingly, the Fire Dragon survived through the fire incoming on it, because the Crossbow Grizzly was out of anti-tank missiles. One downside to it, only 4 shots. The biggest thing that happened, this is the biggest thing that happened, was over here. The Jaeger and the couple hunters got it mixed in together. They ended up being right in a little clump there. So the critically damaged Fire Dragon had the command Jaeger forward observe the hunter in the open, and then fired heavy rockets into the whole scrum there, overkilling both the damaged Jaeger and the fresh hunter, and heavily damaging the last hunter. Little brutal, but I'll trade that damaged Jaeger for what I did there. And that's that. We're going to move on to turn 4. Okay, so Josh has just finished up his turn 4. Wish I got some of this stuff on video, but we were trying to make it quick because we're going much later than we needed to. But here's what happened. The hunter was overkilled by the command Jaeger's light rocket packs. He stopped to do that. Trying to think what happened next. Oh. The Grizzly was target designated forward observed, and had anti-gear missiles fired at him from the command Naga, who is down to 1 anti-gear missile now, which only heavily damaged him. So while heavily damaged and in the open forward observation, the Fire Dragon fired its heavy rocket pack, which ended up overkilling the Grizzly. And then the Crossbow Grizzly moved into the open, getting a good line of sight onto the Dragon, and was able to finish it off with the heavy autocannon, just regular dead, not overkilled. And then a mad dash attack from that hunter. Got caught in the open, and a command-pointed anti-gear missile overkilled him. And then the fire support squad's combat group leading headhunter came out into the open, tossed a hand grenade, which caught the King Cobra, who had used up all of his actions and we're out of command points right now. Was able to heavily damage and stun him with a hand grenade. So turn 4 was pretty jam-packed, and we're going to move on to turn 5 and make this a fast one. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, this is the wrap up for turn 5. It was fast and bloody. King Cobra got killed by direct fire light field gun shot from the Thunderhammer. He was overkilled or not?
Who?
The King Cobra. I think he was overkilled. Yeah, he was overkilled. So he's got of there, gone, obliterated. Before he died, he fired his light particle accelerator, and Haywire did a box of damage to the hunter there, who was then flanked, crossfired, and from behind shot with full rate of fire rockets from the combat group leader. That's the second hunter he overkilled today. He gets a promotion. The Thunderhammer did several bits of reaction fire. Oh, he also used his heavy autocannon to knock off the sturdy box of the combat group leader, Jaeger. Then over here, that Grizzly didn't do anything this turn. Brief bit of fast and furious firing, including an anti-gear missile, which was miraculously blocked by the stone, but we have a critically damaged hunter. So in the end, the South has 2 spitting cobras, and a command Naga, and a Jaeger. So it's the North gets 1 victory point for knocking the Striders down below half. They failed to achieve anything on the fire support squad, so it's 1 victory point for the North. Whereas the South got 1 victory point from leaving only the commander of the general purpose, 0 for doing nothing to the Thunderhammer, and we got 1 victory point for knocking the fire support below half. So that's South, 2-1. Good game.
Good game.
All right, so I'm Craig. That's Josh. That's our heavy gear game. We will see you next time.